Spider-Man No Way Home takes everything you know about Spider-Man films and puts it on a blender until what emerges is a completely new beginning. Thanks to a botched large-scale identity unlearning spell by Doctor Strange, everyone in the multiverse who's aware of Peter Parker's connection to Spider-Man starts making their way to the MCU Earth. While this means Tom Holland's Peter gets to meet his alternate universe counterparts, Tobey Maguire's Peter and Andrew Garfield's Peter, it also means that they have to join forces to subdue no less than 5 of the biggest villains in the history of Spider-Man movies: Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Lizard, and Electro. The scale of No Way Home is downright astounding, and apart from telling a story of its own, it's not afraid to explore deep cuts from the Maguire and Garfield era either. However, some fans might have wondered why the movie doesn't go all in and include a 6th villain as well. This would, after all, complete the Sinister Six, a classic super team that consists of villains with a grudge against Spider-Man. The more you think about the absence of a 6th antagonist, the stranger it is, really. So why didn't Spider-Man No Way Home introduce the Sinister Six? There are many possible reasons why Spider-Man No Way Home doesn't go full Sinister Six. For one, the movie seems to adhere to a pretty strict rule of 1 major villain per pre-Tom Holland Spidey movie. And since there's a grand total of 5 such films, that's pretty much it. Besides, there technically is a 6th villain in the movie, Venom. Only it's the Tom Hardy incarnation, who only learned of Spider-Man's existence in the post-credits scene of Venom: Let There Be Carnage. He continues his peripheral MCU existence in the No Way Home stinger, which reveals he got stuck getting drunk in a faraway destination and couldn't be bothered to make his way to New York before he's drawn back to his own reality. If you refuse to accept Hardy's brief cameo appearance as the missing piece of the Sinister Six, there are several notable movie villains who are missing from No Way Home. But there are reasons why they don't show up in the movie. Paul Giamatti had already noted that his Rhino won't appear in No Way Home, and the Dane DeHaan and James Franco versions of Green Goblin would likely have been confusing in a movie that so prominently features the Willem Dafoe version of the character. Likewise, Tom Hardy's Venom pretty much means that the Topher Grace version would have been the odd man out, interesting as it might have been to revisit that incarnation of the character. This leaves the MCU Spider-Man's own rogues gallery, of which Mysterio is supposedly dead and Michael Keaton is heavily rumored to reprise his role as Vulture in the upcoming Morbius, which would make his appearance here redundant. If you want to get technical about it, Spider-Man No Way Home doesn't really feature even 5 true supervillains at the same time. Sure, Electro and Lizard are consistently villainous and, at best, biding their time to resume their wicked ways. However, the rest of the film's baddies change their allegiances over the course of the movie. Sandman starts out as something of an ally to Spider-Man, only becoming antagonistic later down the line. Otto Octavius and Norman Osborn are both good dudes when not possessed by their villainous shackles, and it just so happens that the former is freed from the mind control of his AI tentacles around the same time the latter's villainous goblin persona takes over. Thanks to these various good and evil turns, the group only has the makings of a sinister 3 or 4 at any given time. Further muddying the waters is the fact that the whole plot basically happens because of Spider-Man Far From Home villain Mysterio and J. Jonah Jameson, who reveals Spider-Man's identity to the world and who most certainly counts as the web-slinger's opponent. In fact, even Doctor Strange himself acts as Spidey's antagonist at one point. As such, you could argue that despite its vast wealth of villainy, No Way Home isn't particularly interested in putting a Sinister Six together. Besides, it's always possible that by not giving fans a full iteration of the villain team, No Way Home ensures the possibility of a more formal Sinister Six somewhere in poor Peter Parker's future. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about Spider-Man No Way Home are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.